Hello guys, welcome back. This time around I want to talk about Super Nintendo. And more importantly, Super Nintendo Emulation comes to the iPhone and iPad unofficially. So basically, obviously there are a range of emulators. Obviously, uh, you know, the Android has a lot of them and stuff. And, retro gaming available through like their Play Store. But some clever hackers have actually found a way to get Super Nintendo classics up and running on iPhones and iPads, similar way to Game Boy Advance games arrived on iOS earlier this year. So basically, the SiOS, is the all new Super Nintendo emulator, which can be installed on any device running firmware version 8.0.2. Now, unfortunately, I have like an iPhone 3S, an old one, and it only has 6.6, so there's no way I could run this. But basically what they do is they use a small exploit in the date and time settings. Developer Lucas Mendez Ming has managed to allow non-jailbroken devices to run the likes of obviously like Super Mario World, F-Zero, a Link to the Past with not much to make it run. The hack itself is supposed to be fairly easy. Again, this thing is not approved by Apple. And again, if you put something like this on your device, you could void your warranty. So if you're a person who doesn't want to void your warranty, obviously you would not want to do this. If you're someone who's wants to try this no matter what, if you're willing to the mood to tweak and run emulation, this might be up your alley. Again, if you want to have all, if you want to have Super Nintendo games and be able to play them on your iPhone or your iPad. And for some people, that's just not the right format, right? Because you got to use the whole touch control thing, and some people just don't like that. Some people want to do it just because it's something they think is really cool to do on their phone. Again, you're basically, in a sense, you're taking somebody else's property when you hack it and putting it on another device. Nintendo owns the rights to that stuff, or the people made those games, and you're emulating it on your phone. Now, obviously, you're going to say, well, these games have been around for a long time. That is true. But again, the big worry here is more with Apple, because again, if they find you have something more to happen to your phone, and they, let's say you have to turn your phone to them, and they find this on there, it could very well void your warranty because it's not an Apple approved app on the device. And of course, if they ever somehow detected this on your phone, or if you ever update your phone and things like this, there's always the potential, though how small it is, your phone could basically turn into a brick. Now, obviously, that would be with future updates. Possibility, not always. Again, that would be a very slim possibility. But again, when you always put unlicensed or unapproved software on your phone, silly things like that sometimes happen. Not always, but... So what do you think about this exploit for 8.0.2 on your iPhone or iPad that would allow you to run this? My only concern is, since this exploit allows this to run on your phone due to the basic small exploit in the date and time settings, it worries me about how many people are going to use that for bad things. And by installing stuff that is unlicensed, not necessarily this, but one of the dangers is don't go installing unapproved stuff that you're not sure of on your devices, because you never know what other things they're going to do. Again, in this case, this is just a Super Nintendo emulator that obviously people have tried, but never install into unapproved unlicensing that you're just not sure of. That's what you got to be doing, because you never know what someone wants to do on the other end. But again, cool that Super Nintendo emulation is running on an iPhone, iPad. Obviously, these are always funny, tricky things, because how long is it before Apple actually patches this exploit, or they find out about it? Because clearly, if this exploit's here for them, other people may use it, and eventually they will realize there's an exploit in the phone. But while the exploit exists, you can definitely use this emulation. So would you install this emulator on if you had an iPhone or iPad with 8.0.2, or are you just not interested in doing it and would rather have something that doesn't have touchscreen? I don't necessarily care for touchscreen. Though I get the appeal of, hey, I got all these on my phone, I have it around me all the time, I can just play them whenever I feel like it. That is a very convenient thing, right? You want to, because you sometimes you get there, it's like, man, I'd really like to play Super Mario World right now, and you could just take out your phone and play it. Anyway, love to hear your guys' opinions like this on always. Like always, thanks for liking, favorite, subscribing. Really do appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys later for another video.